Panthers go to the finals.
Damn right. Panthers go to the
Jordynn Grace
finals.
showed up on NXT.
That's kind of surprising.
And it's Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, Part 11.
Well, you know what? You gotta keep on going, being that dead horse. But I like Kevin Owens, so I'm okay with it.
Welcome back to DA Wrestling Podcast. It's Doug and Andrew. It's Saturday night this time.
It is Saturday.
You know.
Thank God. Well,
it is. But yeah.
Saturday was a hellish day.
Andrew,
yeah,
how are you?
It was good. All right. I just got off work, finished off things. Crazy night at the restaurant. So it's good though. It's good.
Yeah.
Good though. Interesting stuff went on this week in wrestling. Some things are not very. I'm kind of a little surprised to do it early now, which leaves open for other things, especially in AEW.
Yeah.
But let's stick off. Let's start with AEW since we're already on the topic right now of AEW in general. Forbidden Door coming up in about a couple weeks. It's coming quick too, and it's in New York this year in Long Island. A couple matches have already been announced. One is due to circumstance to a fellow Canadian Adam Copeland, being stripped of the TNT title on Dynamite
because he broke his leg in that cage match.
He broke his tibia, I believe it was.
Yep.
I mean, shit.
Yeah.
They're going to have a TNT ladder match for the title. They tried to give the title actually to, the scapegoat, Jack Perry. But Christopher Daniels, who apparently has a brand new role in AEW, said, no. We're doing this now. So
yeah, I guess
right now
Daniels
it goes
is
to Katesh's in the screen authority, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So Takesha's in the match already. I'd probably what's it called? Well, Jack Perry's probably gonna be into it. It's probably just a way to get the Jack Perry best to put the title on him anyway, just not in a different way instead of just giving it to him, because that's just weird.
Right. And so here's the thing, right? So we talked Monday night. We were talking about Double or Nothing, and the news hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
It actually came out just after I uploaded the episode Tuesday morning. But when I saw the way that Copeland came off the cage, I thought he might have just twisted a knee or something.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
You look at the angle on it, it looked no way like he just broke his tibia.
Being 50 and gravity is never your friend.
No, it's not.
Unfortunately, he broke his tibia and requires surgery, and it is unknown at this time when he will be cleared to go.
Probably 4 to 6 months, maybe longer, due to
when you look at his age. Yeah,
his age will play a factor. It's probably 4 to 6 months for someone who's in their 20s or teens, or maybe even their 30s.
Yeah.
As you just get older, it just gradually takes longer. That's just reality.
You want to go break your leg and find out?
But nope, not really. But I have a good idea. It's to be honest with you, it's one of those things where there's not a lot of muscle there.
Oh, of course.
It's just all really behind the calf area.
Mm-hmm.
So really, when you think about it, it's going to be a long, it's going to be a long process for sure, especially at his age, for 50. I mean, he's active. It's not like he's not active.
No, of course.
But still,
dude's an animal.
Yeah, he's very active for 50. So I mean, he's probably be out for 4 to 6 months, if not longer. So
I could see him being out the rest of the year.
Yeah, I could see
probably Revolution.
Revolution, possibly Winter is coming to come back, but probably more like Revolution.
I mean, I think Winter is coming is very optimistic for a recovery like that, but
that's December, right?
Yeah.
Possible. Like it's what we are. We're in June. We just turned to June.
Today's June.
Yeah,
Today is June 1st.
it happened. It happened on Sunday of May. So think about it. June,
6 months from there would
August,
be the
September,
end of
October,
November.
November, December. So you're looking at 6 to 7 months probably. So it's not a far out of the realm.
I think Revolution
It
would
all
be the
depends on how
safe bet.
recovery goes. More
Also,
than likely.
also,
Also,
couple
we're getting
things.
something. We're getting something we thought was going to happen later,
Yeah.
actually.
So yeah, a couple other things surrounding the AEW World Title.
Yeah,
So they had a casino gauntlet match on Wednesday, which was
Yep.
won by Will Osprey. So he's getting a title shot much faster than we thought, because I thought they were going to wait until All In.
yeah,
But just tonight on Collision, Roderick Strong beat Leo Rush.
really.
Yeah, who made his return on Wednesday.
He did.
Have you seen clips of this like alter ego that Leo Rush turns into mid-match?
No, I have not seen it.
It's fucking weird. You need to look it up though.
Okay,
Same with TJP.
okay.
It's very similar between the two. But
Mhm.
so Strong went in the back and went straight to Tony, and Tony gave him a match for Wednesday for the AEW title.
Really?
And after returning at Double or Nothing, they held off on MJF being on Dynamite.
Mhm.
But MJF will be on this coming Dynamite on Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
That's already been advertised.
Mhm.
And it looks like the reason why they played it the way they did at Double or Nothing is Cole is nowhere near ready to come back.
No, apparently he's not.
So that was kind of like a mini blow off.
Yeah,
So that MJF is just going to probably focus on other things
I'm
for
sure
now.
they'll come around to it eventually down the line, but yeah, right now.
Yeah.
So, but that's gonna be an interesting match. So we're getting that early. I don't see Osprey winning that title at Forbidden Door.
No, because I think Roderick Strong is going to get involved.
At least not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they're going to crown Osprey, it's going to be in England.
Yes.
I think.
I mean, that would be the easy choice, right?
That's the easy choice there too. But all depends on what they want to do. I mean, it could be MJF at All in Wembley versus Swerve.
Very well, yeah.
Could be, right? To be honest, I'm not going to post like it could also be like for all we know, MJF may win that title back very quickly, very soon, and then they might have Osprey versus MJF there. Who knows? It's still quite a bit away, so you could also do that too. But like it's a distance. There's quite a whiles away. You still have Forbidden Door to go through and a couple other
Well,
things. So
what happens between Forbidden Door and All In? Anything?
isn't it All Out?
All Out is the weekend after All In.
Hmm. A
But
lot of TV time.
yeah, seriously. So you very well could build to a match where MJF just wins it on Dynamite.
It's not
If
unheard of. They've done title changes before.
if that's the way you want to go, because realistically, MJF is the guy in the company. He doesn't need the title.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he if somebody's the guy in the title company should have the title. It's just he doesn't need the title. Some people at this point don't need titles.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, and
So
we'll
like
get to we'll get to another guy in a bit, but because we'll talk about him in a bit too. But
right.
yeah, it's he doesn't need it at this point,
Ready to move
but
on?
he'll make it he'll make it relevant. Yeah, move on also with Forbidden Door too. Mercedes Moné, who had her first real match on Dynamite, the Sky Blue, out of nowhere came. They started a promo for Stephanie Vakir. She is from Venezuela, I believe, very talented wrestler in CMLL, and she's also the women's strong champion.
The New Japan Strong.
New Japan Strong champion. And she came out and confronted Mercedes Moné. And it looks like they'll be going at it at Forbidden Door for the TBS title.
Yeah.
Possibly a strong title. I'm not too sure. They
Speaking
didn't really mention
of Forbidden Doors.
It looked like it'd be the TBS title.
Speaking of Forbidden Doors, in perhaps the highlight of the week, I don't think that's underselling it. So speaking of Forbidden Doors, and the shocker of the week would be Jordynn Grace showing up on NXT.
Yeah, surprise of the week.
She is going to challenge Roxanne Perez at Battleground.
Nice.
For the NXT Women's title.
Yeah.
And to showcase her abilities a little more, we did see Jordynn Grace at the Royal Rumble, but he is facing something Evans next week.
Okay.
On NXT.
Okay.
But I find it funny because
she called it back at the Rumble after the Rumble. She said
that it wouldn't be the last. Yeah, of course. But I find it funny. It's going to be a WWE superstar versus a TNA superstar for a WWE title in the UFC's arena.
That's kind of comical.
That's very comical.
Well,
but
it's
the discourse online since Jordynn Grace.
Yeah.
And there's been talk back and forth between like superstars in both companies. All over the timeline this week of possible scenarios. Like Cedric Alexander threw out a challenge to Mustafa Ali for the X Division title.
I'm wondering if there is a working relationship that is not being known that's similar to the AEW New Japan, except it might. I don't know if it's going to be WWE in general. I think it might just be WWE's NXT with TNA. I don't know. But it sounds like there's a working relationship between the two companies now.
Listen, I think you're leaving a lot of money.
Definitely something that wasn't heard of 2 years ago.
Right. I think you're leaving a lot of money on the table.
Okay.
By not opening it up to main roster.
I'm just speculating right now. I don't know.
No, of course.
If there's an actual thing. I'm assuming there is like some kind of working relationship. You know, to be honest with you, a lot of these guys, if you do it, you can easily send Drew McIntyre down there because he was down there a while. So was LA Knight. He was Eli Drake.
Yeah, and also
send AJ if you wanted to too.
Actually, Tonga Loa was the third member of that group.
Yeah, so you can send. I mean, the Good Brothers. There's possibilities,
but also look on the TNA side. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, Jordynn Grace wasn't even. Actually, I don't think Jordynn Grace was the surprise of the week. I'll get to the surprise of the week in just a second.
No problem.
But on the TNA side, you have guys like Josh Alexander that can come over, Speedball Mike Bailey, Moose, Eddie Edwards.
Moose is the one name you just mentioned who there has been rumors over the years of him jumping to WWE. Yeah. Those aren't like they're rumors that came pretty close. I think a couple of years ago, where Moose nearly jumped to WWE. Like you also have Bobby Lashley, who had a long tenure, quite a good tenure in TNA. Was the TNA champion, if I'm correct?
He was multiple times. He actually was in and out of TNA.
And some of his best character work was actually in TNA.
He was in and out of TNA from like 2008 until 2014, 15, no, 16.
When did he come back?
He came back after Mania 32 in Dallas.
Okay.
Which was 16.
Yeah, so he had some some of his best work that I saw in TNA was really some of his best work that he's done.
Absolutely.
It's up until like the Hurt Business.
Well, See, what TNA did for Bobby Lashley was taught him how to cut a good promo as a main event guy.
Yeah,
That's what TNA allowed him to do. Um, Also, he was fighting in Bellator at the time.
that's true because they had a work relationship at the time. I think Bellator and
Well,
TNA
yeah,
had well,
because
yeah,
they were on the same network.
yeah.
But you look, and a name we haven't mentioned yet, who has been like growing popular lately, is Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
He was the first name I saw people throw around.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of interesting prospects there, and we'll see how it
Isn't
evolves.
isn't also I don't want to bring this up yet, but isn't also Hikuleo kind of working back and forth between TNA and New Japan?
No,
No, I thought he was.
maybe. I mean, I haven't seen anything of him in TNA, but
I thought he was doing something with TNA. Maybe it was. I don't know. Could have sworn I heard something about him in TNA, but whatever.
it's possible. New Japan is doing a very good job right now of kind of leveraging its partnerships.
I think New Japan and AEW. Props to them too, by the way, for kind of starting a lot of this stuff too. I mean, like WWE, like in the past, has done this stuff before with Japan, but they kind of just left it off the wayside. But that was kind of like a Vince thing. Now with Triple H in charge and TKO backing and all stuff, they want to expand and build the wrestling industry back to not really territories, but working together in a good way and not just you can't just do that. You know, like it's actually really good. It's exciting because you can get matches now that you want to see. Like I don't think AEW and WWE would ever work together. Just don't think they would. But if they ever did,
Yeah.
think of those possibilities,
Oh yeah, of course.
right? So I mean,
But so
like,
quick history lesson for you and the
sure,
listeners, viewers. Um, Wrestling in general has not been working together quite like this between like Japan and North America in about 25 years. And I say this because the last time there was ever a meaningful partnership between the States and Japan was WCW having a working relationship with New Japan back in the late 90s. And
yeah, that's where you saw guys like Alto Dragon and stuff like that.
if you watch old Nitros, you'll
Yeah,
see Dragon, you'll see Liger, you'll see
mm-hmm.
Muda, you'll
Yeah,
see Chono,
yeah, that's true.
Hiroshi Tenzan, Yuji Nagata.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the WCW used to do a lot.
yeah,
In
and
fact, there was almost like an offshoot NWO at one point.
as a matter of fact, Scott Norton, who was a member of NWO Hollywood very prominently,
Yeah,
while a member of the NWO, and he never wore the belt on TV, or nor did they acknowledge it for some reason. He was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion in like
yeah,
1998.
I remember this. I remember hearing about this.
Yeah, and like so,
Scott
like
was a big dude too. I remember watching Scott Norton too. He was huge.
for a while, I like just looking back at like documentaries and shit.
Yeah.
Like most people, like he's one of the strongest people out there.
Oh yeah. So, and
Uh,
he did like he was just a big boy, like short, big dude.
well, very few people could lift Paul White up like it was nothing.
Yeah, I could think of about two off the top. Well, three or four off the top of my head.
I wonder if it's the same three or four I'm thinking of.
Uh, Brock, Cena, Mark Henry, and there's one more guy. Who was it? Who was it? Can't remember off the top of my head right
Oh,
now.
I thought we were talking about WCW days because I was going to say Lex Luger, Sting,
Oh,
and Kevin Nash.
yeah. Well, yeah, Kevin Nash. Well, that power bomb.
Well, listen, he power bombed Paul White a dozen times, and
Yeah, yeah.
and there was one misstep, and it broke his neck. That's what a lot of
Yeah,
people forget about Paul White is he broke his neck in 1998.
I remember. Well, I remember when he broke his neck. That's why I said that power bomb.
Yep. Okay, that's what you're referring to. Yeah, but anyways, my point being, like,
Yeah, that power
it's
bomb.
no. My point being, it's so nice to see this, um, like people who may not be familiar with the Japanese style, seeing the top guys of Japan
Yeah,
come over to North America. And
it's
well, I
it's
mean,
cool.
yeah, I mean, I just look at like us going to Forbidden Door last year in Toronto.
Yeah,
And like, yes, of course, the one match everyone's going to remember but from that show is Osprey Omega.
yeah,
But you also had Danielson Okada,
yeah. Tetsuya Naito that was there.
Tetsuya Naito, Tomohiro Ishii,
Yeah,
uh,
those are cool for me to see because I've watched Naito and Ishii and I like both
even
of them, so it was really cool.
even Satoshi Kojima taking on CM Punk.
Yeah. Even what's it called? Wasn't the Ace there too?
Hiroshi Tanahashi, yeah, he
Yeah,
faced MJF.
yeah.
And
Like
it's like, so like being able to showcase this talent in North America, and I kind of half credit Ring of Honor for doing this in like 2013, 2014.
mhm.
But Ring of Honor didn't have like they had syndicated presence, but like not like on a big stage.
Yeah, they used to bring a lot of
Um,
Bullet
so
Club over. Like Bullet Club was over there a lot and Ring of Honor.
well, yeah,
So
because guess what? Most of Bullet Club consists of guys that live in the United States.
it's true. Uh, that was it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to like what's going on here with WWE. I think it's really good for the business, especially to see WWE actually start doing it.
On to the surprise of the week. The
Okay, what
surprise
was
of the
your
week.
surprise that we could ideas? Because like I thought Jordynn Grace to me was coming in was a
The
big
surprise of the
surprise.
week closed NXT, and that was the debut of
Oh,
Hamilton, Ontario's own all ego Ethan Page. Great guy, by the way. I have spoke to him on a few occasions online.
he's signed from my understanding. He signed about a week ago.
Right, but if you watch the video he put up Wednesday morning, he claimed he has.
Yeah,
But I do think that Ethan Page is going to be Trick Williams' next challenger at Battleground.
you think they put the? You think Trick Wilson has a short title reign and All Ego beats him?
No,
No.
no. I would like to see it because I will always have a soft spot for All Ego.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and you know what? We spoke back in February about Alpha One,
Yeah.
and that's where I discovered Ethan Page, and I'm excited to see somebody local
Yep.
that grew up, 15 minutes from my city anyway.
He's not
Uh,
a. Yeah. He's Hamilton boy.
yeah, and
He
I'm
still says
excited.
Hamilton too in his entrance.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, uh very excited for Ethan Page in NXT.
Yeah. It's you look closely at it right now. AEW has lost some really key people over the past little bit. Very quietly lost some key people. Well, Sean Spears won All Ego. Ethan Page. I know Mark Henry just left recently too. They're losing people a little bit right here. I mean, makes you wonder how because a couple of years ago that was the big thing to do was to move to AEW. A lot of guys did it, and a lot of guys now are seem to be leaving quietly and either jumping back ship or going somewhere else. So
Yeah, exactly. And
it's
but yeah,
that being
I
said, I don't see John Moxley jumping back to WWE. I just don't see it happening. At least not yet.
no, not a chance.
Uh, I mean,
I think
he, I shouldn't say there's not a chance. I think there is a chance. I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
look,
Well, depends.
Never say never in
All
wrestling.
depends. I
Yeah, never say never in
exactly.
wrestling, but I
Never say never. Because nobody saw CM Punk coming back. Well, I kind of did, but what do I know?
my
I
apologies.
mean, seriously,
Uh,
let's be honest. Uh, want to get to
but
SmackDown here quickly here? Just go key points or what?
yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Just real quick, I think
No.
everybody after seeing how abruptly his UFC career flamed out
Yep.
after just getting absolutely trounced in back-to-back first-round finishes.
Yep.
Speaking of very quickly, who do you got tonight? Islam Makhachev or Dustin Poirier? Lightweight title.
I see Poirier get it.
I would love to see Poirier win tonight.
I think Poirier deserves the title at this point.
Islam's a fucking beast.
Oh,
Uh,
Poirier's been around for a while too, and quite frankly, he should. I mean, he should have the title at this point, but we'll see what happens.
yep. And
Uh,
yeah, SmackDown.
SmackDown. Actually, before we get to SmackDown, quick news there too. Becky Lynch is now a free agent. So, really quickly, since we're on the WWE
She's not
market,
going anywhere. She's
she ain't
taking
going
some time.
nowhere. I don't see her going anywhere. I think word is she is taking time off. And to be honest, she should. Her and Seth have worked a lot of the past 3 years, 4 years.
I would be surprised. Listen, I'm gonna boil it down like this. I would be
Sure.
shocked if we see Becky Lynch before the Royal Rumble.
Becky Lynch, I think she'll sign soon.
Oh no, it doesn't
I
matter
just
when she
don't. I
signs.
I just don't think she's gonna be around for a while. I think apparently word is that contract she gets is gonna be the high most. She's gonna be the highest paid female wrestler on the planet,
As she should be.
and she should be. She's gonna that contract she signs will be whatever will be bigger than Charlotte's, bigger than
Because okay, so you bring up a good point. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
As much as I know that you have a hard on for Charlotte, okay. Charlotte she's injury prone at this point.
She also has a lot of other stuff she does nowadays. If you look at a lot of the stuff she does now, it's
right,
yeah.
but when we look at like merchandise numbers and shit and who's actually the bigger star,
Oh, it's Becky.
100% it's Becky at this point.
Yeah, it is. And to be honest with you, Charlotte at this point too, she doesn't need a title. She doesn't need a title. She can come back, do a one-off match here and there, and everybody be happy, and that'll be the end of it. She doesn't need to. Becky, I think is going to turn. I think Becky's going to turn almost like how Charlotte was. Come back for a few months here and there, do a good feud, and go away again. I think that's for sure. I think she wants to be a mom full time for the most part, or at least more than part time.
I've heard.
You know what I mean?
I've heard that she may transition to a part time, but whatever. I don't really care. I just want everybody be cool, happy, healthy.
At this point here, she's been doing for almost 20 years, close to it at least. Becky, about 20 years, maybe less.
She's spent 9 in WWE.
And before that, she was training her ass up other places. So she got at least 15 years already just training.
Whatever.
So she deserves her time off and let her be a mom, I think. And everybody out there who thinks that she has to stay WWE, well, they'll suck on it.
I haven't seen any of that discourse this week, thankfully.
Oh, just making sure, just in case anyone else out there say it, just suck it. Just girls done her work. She could have time. So same with Seth. So SmackDown wise, key points here. We got the debut of the Grills of Destiny versus Street Profits. That was fun.
Are they just calling them the Tongans now?
I think so. I don't think they might not be allowed to use Grills of Destiny though. That's the thing.
Well,
right?
yeah,
that might be NJ. That might be New Japan property.
Right, because Hikuleo and El Phantasmo are probably still members of Gorillas of Destiny with Jado.
Yeah, so they're probably not allowed to use it. So whatever, doesn't matter. I mean, everyone knows they're Girls of Destiny. Everyone knows they are, especially if
Of
you've been
course.
watching wrestling for, you have a sense about wrestling. You're gonna know they're that.
Well,
So,
if you
um,
reside outside the WWE bubble anyway,
yeah, yeah. If you just live in the WWE bubble, you have no idea who these guys are. Well, you're missing a lot of good times. Just saying.
there's a reason that they're,
Uh,
you know,
there's a reason why they. Well, yeah, there's a reason why they're highly talented. Like it's
well, not just that,
it,
there's a reason why that they have the most reigns of the New Japan tag titles than anybody.
and I do want to make this one thing. I saw this really. I got a really interesting note. They just had an interview with Tama Tonga. Can't remember who. I think it was Van Fleet, maybe. No, they interviewed Haku, and
Okay.
Haku had no idea they were going to WWE. They
Oh, cool.
they kept it so quiet. It's like Tama Tonga. They didn't say a word. They let him just show up on TV, and apparently made Haku really happy. I was like, he had no idea. Like he was like, Jimmy had no clue.
That's
So which is
awesome.
cool. That's kind of nice. I just thought it was really neat. That was a really neat quote that I saw.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. Good.
let's see. LA Knight basically wants Logan Paul at Clash of the Castle. What do you think of that?
Give it to him and have LA Knight go over.
What about Cleveland?
Fuck it. Logan Paul is one of those guys that doesn't need a title.
Yeah, especially if you're putting him against Cody Rhodes in Saudi Arabia.
He's had 2 world title matches and he's had maybe 20 matches.
Yeah, which
And
is
he's been champion for like half of them now.
yeah. Uh, Paul Heyman meltdown. About Kevin Owens. Let's talk about that real quickly.
And justified. Completely justified meltdown by Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
Because he's one of those guys, like me, very much, where it's like, you know, highly educated, you know your shit,
yeah.
and you're telling people the best course of action is this,
Yep.
but nobody wants to fucking listen to you
Well,
because people are stubborn.
absolutely.
And Kevin Owens is probably the embodiment of being stubborn.
Yep, keeps on getting crap kicked out by the bloodline. But
Because
at least it makes it entertaining.
he's been getting the crap kicked out of him by the bloodline for the last 4.5 years.
Yeah. But
Like,
but they go back to it too. Like it's not like he does it all the time. He kind of goes back to it and leaves for a little bit. It goes back to it. It's fun.
Kevin Owens has pretty much been feuding with the bloodline since like last year's Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I love Kevin Owens for it. It's hilarious. Because he just makes it, but he makes it interesting. He makes it funny.
Right, but the bloodline's got to get some new enemies at some point.
Well, they have Cody. No, not really new.
Who's been fighting them for 2 years? You have Randy Orton who's
Well,
been
they kind
fighting
of
them
had
for
well, they have AJ Styles. They did have Styles for a little bit.
yeah, but I mean Styles is feuding with Cody now, but that's the thing, right? It's like literally it's like Orton, Owens, Cody. That's it. Until Jimmy decides to come back, which apparently is sooner rather than later.
Well, yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see what happens. And we still haven't seen them um the debut yet.
Of
That
Jacob.
debut. Yeah, so that'll be
I
interesting.
think they're
I think that's Clash of the Castle.
I think they're just waiting.
I think that's Clash of the Castle.
I heard this week that they're gonna finish shooting that movie that Roman's in. They're gonna
Oh
start
yeah,
stop or they're gonna wrap up shooting on that this week. And he could be inbound very quickly.
I saw actually Roman Reigns training with IFBB Pro Kai Green, so that's kind of interesting too. So he's doing some training as he goes along too. It's kind of interesting. I if you know bodybuilding like I do, I follow bodybuilding. former IFBB pro, Tiger Reed is very well known in the bodybuilding industry for doing a lot of different type of, just work and all stuff and different exercises. And he's been working with Roman. So that's kind of interesting. See where that goes.
So is Roman going to come back?
Fun.
Is Roman going to come back more jacked than he already is?
He might. Apparently, he might be in the best condition he's ever been in, but who knows? Speaking of AJ Styles, pulled the Mark Henry.
Okay.
He did.
For those that haven't caught on yet, Mark Henry did this infamous retirement promo in a salmon suit all the way back in like 2012.
Yeah. The John Cena.
Against John Cena.
Yeah.
And oh my God.
He won the title though. I don't think
no.
That's gonna happen here. Didn't he win the title here? Didn't he beat Cena for that title?
No, because the reign you're talking about happened like 8 months prior to that.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, AJ Styles pulled a Mark Henry, came out, faked a retirement promo, lured Cody in because Cody's the good guy, and he absolutely dropped his ass.
Yeah. Styles clashed him off the steps.
Yeah. Well, it was only the second step.
Still. I know, but still, that's a little bit of a drop.
And it looks like possibly the club, the OC's back together now.
If they need to go full, yeah. If they're gonna do it, great. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you have Mishin chilling in NXT, right?
Yeah, she's gonna be actually going for that North American women's title.
So you have Mishin chilling in NXT. You can put Owens and Gallows back with AJ because they were holding off like refs and security and this. And so they were out there. They were out there with AJ.
Yeah. So I like the OC when they were together. They're doing stuff. So I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully, I don't know if AJ's going to win the title out of this. I don't think so, but it's going to be a good feud for a little bit, at least to get to possibly the Orton stuff. Because I'm still waiting for them to actually do that Orton stuff. Unless Orton's going to be in the Money in the Bank.
I would like to think that this wraps up in Scotland.
Possible.
And then you have Money in the Bank in 34 days.
Not long after that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have money in the Bank in Toronto in 34 days.
Yeah.
And
the Clash is what, 2 weeks from now?
It's 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
It's the 15th.
All right. So you do that. So you think that Orton's in Money in the Bank?
I think Orton could be in Money in the Bank.
You think Orton was Money in the Bank?
No.
There's
too many other people that A, it would work more effectively with, and B, it makes more sense to put on.
Well, that, too, you don't need to have, I don't think you really need Orton to even win that or a challenge Cody. I think just the history between those two alone is enough to have a title match, at least a feud for several months.
Oh, yeah.
So
I really think that this is either Cody's SummerSlam promo or program.
Yeah.
Or his post SummerSlam program when Roman and Rock go away again.
Yeah, because they're saying for SummerSlam, Cody's supposed to be going something with the Rock and Bloodline. So that's when they say the Rock's supposed to be back. So it's probably after SummerSlam they're going to do the Randy Orton stuff. And you can run that. You can run that right to Rumble if you want, because there's enough there to actually go over for the next several months. You can run that right to the Rumble. We have to end
I'm trying to remember the Rock's promo. I'm trying to remember the Rock's promo post WrestleMania. He did tell Cody he'd be back around SummerSlam.
Yeah, something like that.
Did he?
Something like that, yeah.
Or am I imagining that?
He might have said, I can't remember offhand right now.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, AJ pulled it. You know,
Yep.
it's an old trick. I love it
It
because
works effective as long as you don't do it often, which they don't.
it like the original happened 12 years ago and you haven't done it since.
Yeah.
This was perfect.
Yeah. It was good. I mean, it really
Oh,
establishes AJ as an actual threat
they
again.
they are they're still teasing the breakup of Waller and Theory.
Good. I don't like to begin with. I can do without. I can do without.
I think Theory's going to go babyface.
I think Theory needs to go away for a bit.
I don't know.
Come up with a new character.
Crowd's starting to get behind him.
Well, if they're gonna do like a babe, I guess they've been. There's talk about it being almost like the next kind of John Cena kind of thing. So it's possible.
He has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I just don't like. I hate the whole A Town down crap. It's annoying.
Yeah, but you know,
It's annoying.
everyone hated something about John Cena too.
No, I never really hated anything about John Cena. The only thing I disliked about John Cena after a while, like I love the thugonomic stuff.
Was Cena wins LOL?
Yeah, that was kind of like the thing that bothered me. I mean, to be honest with you, like I disliked it even with Triple H. When Triple H won the title all those times, I couldn't stand it after a while. It was like, stop it. Like I love Trips. Don't get me wrong, I love Triple H.
Oh,
But
by the way,
after a while, it's like I don't need to see a guy win the title, like keep the title, win the title back all the time.
quick side note.
Sure.
You know, uh, you know those PlayStation Plus free games?
Yeah.
Guess what's coming up starting Monday for free download? AEW
Where
Fight Forever.
so you want so you're gonna download it? You're going
I
to.
will
You're
probably download
so
it and try it, but
going
I've heard
to.
nothing but I know
I've heard it's
I'm
horrible.
totally going to, but I've I've
And
heard
what
yeah,
bothers me
nothing
about
but
that though, uh, what's bad about that though too is that the guys who designed it are like big video game guys, and the fact they allowed a horrible game is beyond me. But hey, whatever.
I don't know.
I'm not the one putting my name on it.
It was one of those things that was great in theory, horrible in execution.
I think they just almost feel like they rushed it, but they didn't. That's the thing.
Right. But anyways, I will check it out. I will play it this week and next week maybe I'll have a little bit of a review. I know
It's coming out when?
it's not coming well, it's becoming free on Monday
Okay.
around 11:30.
Okay. Well, I might download it too and give it a try and probably regret doing it later. Anyway,
Uh,
let's get us on out of here.
okay. Thank you for listening, watching. Uh like what you're listening to, go ahead, hit that subscribe button down there. Really helps us. Uh and takes half a second, maybe one muzzle reflex. But while you're at it, go hit that like button. Share with your friends.
Tell your friends about us.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you don't want to watch our ugly mugs,
Hey,
you can go find us on Spotify and listen to my smooth, velvety voice.
you see the cat too. She likes to play too. If anything,
Uh,
click for the cat.
uh, go find us on Spotify, DA Wrestling Podcast. We are here on YouTube at DA Wrestling Podcast as well. Remember, if you are on Google Podcasts at the end of June, everything's moving to YouTube Music. So just why don't you go ahead and follow us on YouTube anyway? And go find us on Instagram, DA Sports Podcast. On Twitter, DA Sports Pod. Andrew's running the socials over there, and he'll post when we have new videos up.
Always do, guys. Most of our new stuff comes out as soon as it pops up and we're ready to go live on YouTube. It goes up on Twitter or X, or whatever you'll call it.
Awesome. And on that note, he is A Purcell 1982 over on the Instagram. Andrew D Sports on TikTok. Is that still just like, are you doing videos over there still, or
I'm posting pictures right now and stuff. I'm gonna start working on shorts again very soon. I'm still getting really irritated with the Blue Jays, so it's gonna start happening very soon again.
I got blown at 8-1 tonight
I don't understand that. I don't like.
after taking 15 innings to finish off the Pirates last night.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I digress.
who knows? It's D Lines over there, 1991.
1991 over on Twitter.
Yeah,
We'll catch you down the road.
very well. Jays City Connects jerseys, those are a lot of fun. I actually kind of want one now. I think about it.
Those City Connects are my favorite ones I've seen.
See, I like them.
A little bit of hometown bias, but I've always liked dark jerseys anyway.
Who's the best City Connect jerseys right now, you think?
Toronto.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like
Rock?
any of the other ones.
I didn't mind the Angels one. I mean, actually, you know what? I shouldn't say that. My favorite one is probably the White Sox South Side. Because I have that one.
Actually, that South Side one is pretty dope.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, have a good day, everybody.